massacre. Akeredolu should compensate Fulanis over false accusation, Muric says. The Muslim rights concern Muric has urged the Ondo State government to compensate the victim of the reprisal attacks caused by the wrong accusation of the Fulani people for the June 5th Catholic Church attack in Owo. Ishaq Akintola, Muric's director, placed the demand following the announcement of the arrest of the suspected attackers by the Chief of Defense Staff, Leo Irabo, on Tuesday. It behooves Governor Rotimi Akeredolu to appease the Fulani victims of the reprisal attacks. Those who lost property should be compensated, Mr. Akintola said. Some form of relief should also be provided for families of those who were killed among them. Muric blamed Governor Akeredolu and the media for jumping to conclusions by pointing fingers at Fulani herdsmen notorious for banditry around the country after 40 worshippers were gunned down. Now listen, conclusions are different. That is disrespectful. But then if Muslims that are living around, or Fulani, those that are of Fulani descent, if they're living around the Owo area and were attacked, I don't think I've heard of attacks on them. I guess at this point an apology would do. But he is right in terms of saying that, it's sort of the governor's fault, Akeredolu. Yes, of course, society has its own issues that society will account for and the thinking pattern of society. But in terms of giving, quick updates on what the facts of the situation are, why you can actually say, it is justified for Governor Akeredolu to be at fault is that his team responsible for the updates, they took too long. And so what that did was leave room for a lot of people to just draw up their own conclusions and what really just made sense given the track of the country and terrorism was to just blame it on Fulani herdsmen, which you may not say is far-fetched, but however, when you have the fact of who and the names of who actually committed these attacks, then it gets tricky. But aside from that, I don't see anything else that can be done about this. Well, on Tuesdays, military authorities paraded 4 suspects of Ebira origin as the perpetrators of the massacre. Regional security outfit Amotekun in June had arrested 71 suspects, recovering 1 vehicle which they claimed was used in the Dastardly act. Well, at this point, obviously a lot of people are coming out to say, well, not even that. I mean, the fact is just, this has been described that, the names brought up as the actual arrested culprits, they sound very close to home and did not sit well with the general conclusion that was made about who the perpetrators of these crimes actually are. I mean, it's fun because the updates of this attack just came too late, and also why a lot of people don't trust is just the timing of when they say the Kuje prison happened and who were released from those, and then when this Owo attack actually happened. Okay, this man called Ishaq Akintola is a vagabond. It is high time we send him back to the north where his brother Boko Haram are. Okay. How many farmers and families have your Fulani compensated for disrupting their life and businesses? Well, I think, again, of course, in this case, a lot of, families in the southwest that have been victims of the Fulani attacks, they haven't gotten, from records, there's no record that they've gotten any compensation. However, I've not heard any factual reports to say that those of Fulani origin in the area were attacked and their businesses were destroyed. Maybe it happened, but I cannot say I can confirm it. So reparations in that way, I really don't know. I do not know about that. Let them bring out a live video where the suspects confessed to the crime, or else it remains a game. But the thing is, I think at this point, it's very, when you want to start talking about justice in Nigeria, it's literally, you might as well just start off with nobody gets anything, because if we're going to be fair, and as people are justifiably bringing up in the comment section, when you say this person deserves this, then Nigerians will come up with a list, an unending, compounding, list, and also evidence and just facts as to how many people deserve their compensation, as to how many people deserve to be treated right, and apologies. I mean, this country has committed crimes against humanity, against its citizens, and so there is literally no point trying to talk about compensation, because really, if we were really to talk about compensation, you might as well say every Nigerian deserves $1 billion at this point. So literally, there isn't really anything you can say when it comes to, oh, we deserve this. Well, technically, who is more deserving of what, if we're going to talk about it, to be honest? So now the conversation then leaves the validity of this report and then goes to Operation Olympics. Who deserves most grace? Well, it seems Muric is the southern Boko Haram that are waiting to start operation very soon, because this man always talk whenever they made mention of ISWAP, Boko Haram, or bandits. Well, they carried out an attack in which they were ordered to do. Who gave the order? And I think they were too quick to announce the capture, as info where they were supposed to catch the big fish before the announcement. Well, I guess obviously in bid on the pressure for them to give an update. Well, fact is, have these arrested suspects also have they given their own statements as to, okay, where do you come from? What organization do you work for? They might not individually be Fulani or Fulani descent, but the body they might have worked for might have been bandits that that are hosted and that are from the north. Again, really, witnesses have come out to say that those people carrying out the attack looked like those from the north. Again, I'm not saying it is factual, but when witnesses have been traumatized from an event, one thing you don't want to do, and one thing you cannot do without reasonable proof, is to doubt their experiences. And I think we should be careful to do that. But again, I'm not saying that no one is capable of committing crime in the South, but a crime of that nature, let us be honest. And some may say I sound very biased, I'm not professional in terms of not confirming anything yet, but this is just an update that in real terms should have been given 3 days after the attack. And then let's say a week later, we get even more details as to who these individuals are working for and who gave them the order to do what they did. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.